Good evening, welcome once again to Jamaica and to all Jamaicans, wherever you are in the world, home and abroad. I just want to jump right in and had a little thought that I had about the whole perspective of our politics, our election leaders, PMP, JLP alike, and the way they actually speak to each other and just look at how our politics is really deep. I mean, taking a deep dive into the gutter or further beyond the gutter. Let me just say this up front because I'm heartened to see our Jamaican home and abroad extend their unconditional support for Captain Ibrahim Traore in Burkina Faso. Not only for who he is as a person, but most importantly for his political vision for the future of the people of Burkina Faso. Also of equal importance is the stance taken against Western colonization and their continued presence in and across Africa in the name of peace, democracy, security and safety, and economic support. However, like I said, it's good amount by the fact that that is done from our Jamaican people. But my question is, what about Jamaica? With all the support given to Burkina Faso leader Captain Ibrahim Traore, what about Jamaica? Which one of our two political leaders can be compared to Traore? Which one? In regards to not talking the talk, but walking the walk also, as promised. What will it really take, sirs? My concern is, what will it take for us to wake up to the realization that we cannot continue to view politics the same old way as we were brainwashed and culturized to do? We revered Captain Ibrahim Traore for his political vision, recognizing the suffering, hardship, struggles, and depravity that his people have endured for decades, and his commitment to reverse the socio-economic lives of his people and build it from the bottoms up. Why cannot we hold our own politicians to the same level of conduct? By not just talking the talk, but also walking the walk. Why can't we hold them to the same level of commitment, honesty, transparency, coupled with an unwavering effort to make the lives of the people of Jamaica better from the bottoms up? Why are we so hell-bent on cursing out each other, as JLP, as PMP representatives and supporters does alike? I know for sure that we as Jamaicans are supportive of the Pan-African movement, the Back to Africa call, even though some of us will never relocate to Africa. We do hear the call of Africa calling our children home. Africa's awaiting. Let us be very clear on this. Africa's awaiting. The sun is shining ever so bright on the dark continent, as described by the whites of the world. The sun is now shining in Africa. Yet, at home, we fail to recognize that we are entering our political, socio-economic sunset years. And this is based on the nature of politics. If you just look closely at the way people are talking to each other, how they are debating each other. This is not about politics. This is not about facts. It's nothing about policies. Their debate is not policy driven. Their debate is cursing out each other. Who is a liar? Who is corrupt? Who is misleading? Who is all of this? And I don't know a kettle can cuss a pot, because you're all black. And if PMP is corrupt, JLP is corrupt. If JLP is corrupt, PMP is corrupt, because you both do the same thing. And this is what I don't understand with even the people who are supporting Jamaica, the different political parties. The JLP call your party a liar and a corrupted party. The PMP call the JLP a liar and a corrupted party. And how you stand there, who do you really believe? Not because you're a PMP supporter. How can you believe what they say when the JLP is the same? They're both saying the same thing about each other. Where does that leave you? Ask yourself the question, where does that leave me? Where does that leave the country? They didn't say Jamaica is corrupt. They said the JLP is corrupt and the PMP is corrupt. So where does that leave Jamaica? Which includes you, the voters. You're not even standing up for your own interests in that circumstances. It is time, it is our responsibility to save ourselves. It is time for us to forget the partisanship, the blind supporter for two political leaders and parties, the ever-election cycle to cycle without any real benefits for us, the voters. It is time to wake up and come to our senses. It is time to wake up and come to our senses. We have trusted these politicians from 1962, and they have continued to fail us. They have continued to promise us. And each year you hear of something new and something great and all of this thing. And as the present governing party is saying, as promised, they promise a whole lot of mega projects, developmental projects to come. But let us even look at the highway. The highway that both government helps to build. All the highways that go across Jamaica. Have you ever heard one party, anything from either party as a matter of fact, explaining how all this highway has helped to grow the economy? All these roads, as smooth and as pretty and as elegant as they are, so far, how have these highways helped to grow the economy? All they tell you about. All I hear from them, I don't know about you. Maybe you're in some secret with them, or some supporters have secret meetings with their leaders and their party. I have none with them. But all I hear from them is that, oh, you can get from, like just recently the Morant Bay leg, you can get from Harbour View to Morant Bay in 15 minutes. But that's great. I can get from Antigua Harbour View to Morant Bay in 15 minutes. But how does that grow the economy, Mr. Prime Minister? How does that help to grow the economy, Miss Williams? This is what we want to hear. This is what we want to know. You understand? This is the thing we want to know. How many of these highways you see with a real truck stop? So in case you're driving at night and you feel like you're tired, you can pull over and sleep in you have a pull over where you can go get some rest for half an hour, an hour. Just relax. You don't have to go to sleep. Or you want to knock yourself out, that's fine. How many of them have that? Nothing. You just pay your toll to go over here and come back. That's it. So tell us, Mr. Minister, tell us, Mr. Prime Minister Andrew Holness, tell us, Mr. Mark Golding, how will these highways that you guys are bragging and boasting about infrastructure, how will this kind of infrastructure grow? Has it grown the economy yet? And when will it start to grow the economy? Can none of you have any idea? None of you can say that to the country in an honest way. And until we start to put our foot down, ladies and gentlemen, as voters and as citizens of the country, holding our politicians to honesty, transparency, and truthfulness, we'll always be kept in the dark. We'll always be kept in the dark. And don't listen to all these bloggers telling you about PMPs this and JLPs that and all of this crap. Don't listen to them. You have a brain, think for yourself. Some of you need to start to wake up and think for yourself. Because I'm sure you will see and understand things that no one is telling you. Because I'm now convinced that a lot of bloggers on YouTube are being paid by political parties to say what they want to say and cover what they want to cover. They cover what the party wants them to cover, and the narrative is given to them to push it out there. Because PMP is better than JLP and JLP is better than PMP. A corrupt party is a corrupt party, and I'm sure any one of you as a man or a woman out there, if you have two men in your lives telling you which one is better, They are better for you. I'm good for you, I'm better for you, I'm better for you. The two of them are telling you the same thing. What would you do? Ask yourself for the woman or a man. If you have two women in your life telling you that they are good for you, and two men in your life telling you they are good for you, what would you do? You're not going to want to let go. You're not going to let go of anyone. Because both of them are good. So you might end up choosing both of them. Because in all honesty, if both are good for you, what are you doing? You want good in your life. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to use this opportunity to say to you all, welcome to the Lennie Robbins YouTube channel. Know Your Politics. We have to come together to create a better understanding for each other. I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. None of us know this thing all together. None of us have all the facts. So we can learn from each other. We can learn from each other. Jamaica Young Police 1 Avenue, Power 106. I have to big up you guys. We have to big up you guys. You understand? We're talking about Jamaica. And I don't mind a man saying prefer the PMP than the JLP. Yes, because one of them has to be in power. But then at the same time, your focus is not on the PMP. It's not about the PMP. Your focus is that the PMP will make Jamaica better. Because if come tomorrow they don't do what they're supposed to do to enhance the lives of people from the bottoms up, you're not afraid to say, watcha, you're not performing, you need to go. And it should be the same thing with the JLP. We shouldn't have to be partisan. You can want to vote for the JLP, yes. But if they fail, then you must be honest about it. Don't be a blind supporter, useful idiots for the political parties. That's what we are. That's what voters are. And I'll say it again, we were hijacked from 1962, and I'll go back to the speech Buster Manty made just before the independence was granted. A couple of years before independence was handed over to us. That if only Manley would join with me, we together would do wonderful things for the country. And there'd be no greater combination than Manley and Buster on this earth. Coalition, unity in working for the betterment of the country. No power than in Jamaica can be greater than the PMP and the JLP coming together and work for the better of the nation. So all you out there thinking that the PMP is better than the JLP and the JLP is better, you got a real awakening coming your way. You got a serious awakening coming your way. If anyone was better, the country would be better off long ago. PJ Party's not it for roughly 19 years. What did he do with it? He left it far worse than he got it. So if any JLP has not done one crap with it either. Not one crap. Nothing. I want to throw this question out there and ask the present government, Andrew Holness administration. With all the mega projects planned that you have forward for the country, sir, I'm listening to hear from you how will it help the economy to grow. And I haven't heard from that. I only hearing how many money it's going to cost and how much this and how much that. But you mentioned two early projects out in your administration. Two projects were mentioned earlier a couple of years ago. One was last year, one was about a year and a half before that. The project over in St. Mary where they're planting trees for to create a water catchment here, over 1,000 trees will be planted. I still can't find that place where the trees are, that groundbreaking ceremony took place. Water Commission people were there, environmental people were there, and NEPA and all of these people were there. But I still cannot find Water Commission not saying one word to me, neither NEPA, about it. Apparently they themselves, even though they were there and representative for themselves were there, they don't know one thing about it. And the water treatment plant out in Content, damn it. I promise to follow that right through, Mr. Prime Minister, because that should finish next year, March or April. Well, I give you until June, like I said. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's my 2 cents for the afternoon. I want to wish all Jamaicans all the best and Godspeed and blessed love to everyone. And don't get carried away because of the election. You don't need to curse a person. You don't need to call a person a thief or a liar or anything. Because what is happening, there's something... I want to leave with you a poem, Desiderata. And he said we must go placidly amongst the night and confusion, because whether or not this is clear to us, the world is unfolding as it should. And there's nothing you and I can do really to stop most of what is happening. We can only control what we control, and that is our inner peace, our personal peace. And don't be afraid to speak your perspective. Don't be afraid to give your ideas out there, throw it out there. It doesn't matter who want to call you a fool. It doesn't matter who want to say anything about you. Because I can tell you something, that I've learned this, and I learned this very well. Time is the only true yardstick by which you can judge a man by his action or what he's saying. So ladies and gentlemen, blessed love to all Jamaicans. Lennie Robbins YouTube channel. Know your politics that's come together to create a better understanding. Wake up, Jamaica. Wake up, wake up. We need to start to think on our feet for ourselves. We need to start to think. Think for ourselves. Because right now, I'm quite sure, Mr. Dan Anderson, if you run a poll right now and circle some of the people who were at the PMP annual general conference and ask them about a few things that were said, most of them don't remember. And if you do the same thing with the JLP supporters, most of them don't remember. Some will tell us that they didn't even hear that. And that's the kind of blind politics and blind support I'm talking about, the useful type of idiot support for political parties. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again. If you see this video, please share. We want to spread the message far and wide. Share, like, leave your comment in the column, and subscribe. It's important that we start to grow this channel, because I'm now starting to take a more in-depth view of the policy. I'm getting closer to it. I'm getting closer to it because a lot of my studies is winding down. So I'm getting more free time on my hands. So I'll be able to do a lot more than what I'm doing right now. Because all I'm doing right now is just making common sense of what is happening. Trying to make common sense of what is happening and trying to reach a little man on the ground so him can have some common sense knowledge, and people are convinced if you go vote because them buy your rum and he's a JLP man, or him a JLP man, or he's a PMP man. And so come go drink a rum and go vote, man. I've seen it happen many times. And you go vote for PMP and next week you don't remember who you vote for. You understand? Because none of them is you're getting a benefit from them. And I think the man name is oh God, that guy from out of West Manchester, man, that JLP man. Well, I'm praying for you to win that seat and kick out Michael Phillips. Because that man has done nothing for people. Absolutely nothing. And a lot of people have been talking about you. I don't remember your name. I think it's Dalton. Your name started with D. I don't know if it's Dalton or Devon or... But a lot of people have made calls to that district. I've made call to that area. I've spoken to a couple of people and, you know, they have spoken highly of you. It's a PMP constituency and people in the constituency secretly planning to vote out. So do your work, put down your foot, and make sure your word is your bond with the people. The meditation of the words of your mouth must be the meditation of your heart. Prove to the people that you're different from Michael Phillips. Because you have a great chance. You have a great chance of ousting Phillips from that constituency. Ladies and gentlemen, Lennie Robbins, welcome again. Over and out. Thank you.